Hey peeps, it's your girl K-Cee Deeva here, having some fun. It's a Wednesday night, a little bit chilly outside, although it's nice and toasty in here. Thanks to my producer James, who has the heat blaring, and it's hot in the studio, not just because of the heat, but because of my guest today. I'm so excited. You see these handsome gentlemen to my right. Two Story Zori is in the house. They are a local band here, Island Flair, I like to say. Just some amazing music. We're going to get to know them, find out where you can see them perform next, how you get their music, and so on. Welcome to Northwest Connection. It's your girl K-Cee Deeva. It's Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Also, let's say hi to people in Facebook land. Hello out there. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for joining us as well. And we're going to get to the interview with Two Story Zori in just a little bit. But first, as always, I have to check in with my producer, James Street. You've been MIA on me the last couple shows. I missed you.
Yeah. There's just been so much happening and so much going on out and about and through the holidays and stuff. That's just kind of how it goes.
It's just how it goes. Did you have a nice holiday, New Year, and all of that?
Oh, it was crazy. It's crazy. There's so much stuff that I can't talk about that I'm eventually gonna be able to talk about. That's gonna be really big.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear behind the scenes because, of course, you have to tell me first, and then you can let people know.
I don't talk to the media like that.
You know what? All right. Well, I want to make sure I have enough time to talk to these guys. They've got some good stuff going on, and I'm excited to chat with them. But first, as always, I like to say if you missed the headlines this week, last couple weeks actually, been living under a rock, you missed some real interesting craziness going on in celeb news, we're going to catch you up to date right now. In just a few minutes. This is freaking me out.
You are a celebrity.
I didn't get my money.
How you doing?
Why are you even here?
All right. Divas Rock Files. If you're just tuning in, figuring out what the heck's going on, it's where we get you up to date each week on all the celebrity gossip and news and entertainment news as well. I like to broaden it to entertainment because sometimes it's not just celebs, right? All sorts of craziness going on. Something right. Okay, so first and foremost, James, you stay pretty in the know, although you know you've been busy with projects and such. But please tell me, you've kind of sort of heard about this whole R. Kelly thing, right?
I don't know if you've seen how Vince Staples has talked about it.
I have not yet.
But I'm exactly with how he is.
What do you say?
R. Kelly's a fool. R. Kelly should have been in prison a long time ago, and anybody who still rocks with R. Kelly is like they're not even a person to me. At this, just stop it. We know that he's in the wrong, and he has been for a long time, and it's not new information.
It's not new information. Guys, are you familiar with kind of sort of with what's going on? You know, R. Kelly. Okay, for those, again, if you've been living under a rock, all the news in the last week has been about R. Kelly as far as entertainment. So last week and over the weekend, a documentary aired, a Lifetime series. It was on Lifetime. And it basically chronicled the allegations of abuse, predatory behavior, and pedophilia against R. Kelly. Now, those who are R. Kelly fans, back in the day, you know, when Aaliyah was alive, he allegedly, you know, started a relationship with her when she was 12, 15. He married her. That was a whole big thing. It was annulled, of course. And this documentary was just mind-boggling, James, because there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know and a lot of allegations that came out of this that, you know, surfaced, like 21 accounts from different accusers who were underage at the time, some celebrities that spoke out, you know, some of his band members and such that talked and said, you know, yeah, they kind of knew what was going on, but didn't really say anything. And, you know, I don't know. The whole thing is just tragic. It's just tragic. It'd be interesting to see where things go from here, because now what came out in the news today is that DA in Georgia wants to follow up on some of the allegations that they saw that were mentioned in the documentary. So it'd be interesting to see kind of where that goes. The price of fame, you got to be careful, and you just have to, you know, just not do a lot of things that he's accused of doing. So we'll keep you posted, you know, on that. I will put a link on my pages as well. So, you know, if you want to read the story, want to catch up, you can do so. And of course, we'll keep you, you know, up to date here. I forgot to mention, I always do this, James. You got to remind me of these things. I forgot my social media at the beginning. He just laughs at me. Instagram, hit me up on MZKCEEDEEVA, Ms. K-Cee Deeva. On Twitter, K-Cee Deeva Show, and at Northwest Connection with K-Cee Deeva on Facebook, of course. All right, gonna move to some lighter news. Golden Globes. Did you guys watch those at all? Do you get into the award shows? No.
Not unless I have to.
Yeah. Anyway, James.
No.
Not really.
I was on a plane home from Vegas, so
Ooh, sounds like more fun than watching the Golden Globes.
It's a rough life he lives.
What a rough life. Did you win? I'm just kidding.
Just a little bit, you know.
As long as you had fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so there's Tony B. Hi, Tony B, our station manager. Love it when he pops by. And be sure to tune in right after my show. They have an awesome newscast. They're going to give you a quick half an hour of all the new local news stories, get you up to date on those. Okay, Golden Globes. Black Panther surprisingly was not nominated, they were nominated for 3 different awards, but they did not win anything. And their fans are upset. You know, it's like, how could that was a monumental film and received a lot of accolades. They were up against BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born. And Bohemian Rhapsody won. What do you think, James? I didn't see Bohemian Rhapsody. So
I mean, and it was a good movie. They got a lot of things wrong, as most biopics do. But clearly, like, the Grammys have been dealing with this issue for so long. We can look right at it and be like, who are the people who you know vote for these?
Right.
Who are the who are the people who watch Black Panther? It's a bit of a different demographic there.
Right.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen was one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yep.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally wasn't surprised, but I guess a lot of their fans have been taken to social media, of course. And I don't know. I'm assuming you all saw Black Panther.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just assume everybody has.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I don't know. They should have got something. They were nominated 3 times for different, you know, different segments and didn't get anything. Okay, last but not least, before we jump into our interview, my favorite topic of the night, Bad Boys 3 in the works. I love that movie. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. You know, it's going to be interesting because they're older now. But the two of them together, I just think they're just hilarious. They're just hilarious. And my favorite theme song, of course. Can you guys play that song? You probably could, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm not putting any spot. All right. So allegedly, you know, Will Smith hinted on his Instagram that yes, there's a Bad Boys 3 in the works. Again, no other information than that. We'll keep you posted. I'm excited to see it, and we'll definitely talk about it here on the show. All right. So let's done with celebrity news. Moving on to the real news here in the room tonight. Hey, if you're just tuning in, it's Northwest Connection. Your girl K-Cee Deeva, James Street producing for me. It's Northwest Connection, and you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. In the studio, my guest to my right here, Two Story Zori. Welcome again to the show.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
Joining me, fellas.
Thank you for having us.
Now I'm just gonna have you go down the line and introduce yourselves to the audience. We'll start right here.
Right up. My name is Dave Milagro. I sing backup vocals and a little bit of lead vocals and a tiny bit of percussions for Two Story Zori.
All right.
The tambourine.
Mostly tambourine.
Come on, man.
And shaker.
Shake
I shake the heck out of that thing.
Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm the guitarist and bassist when the bass player is not there. And a tiny bit of lead vocals and a lot of harmonies.
All right. And last but not least.
I'm Gerald Perez. I'm play the ukulele and vocals.
All
Lead
right.
vocals.
Lead vocals.
Yes, this is
are you
Mr.
the
Two Story
modest-
Zori.
modest?
Mr. Two
No.
Story.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the show, guys. So excited to have you on. Shout out to my girl Lisa, who might be listening. She's the one
Hey.
that told me about you and said,
Lisa in the
have
house.
these guys on the show. So hello out there, Lisa.
Much love to Lisa.
Thanks,
Much aloha.
Lisa.
All right. All right. So let's jump right in here. Tell me about the name Two Story Zori. How did you come up with that? What does it mean?
Well, the band started off with me, my cousin, and a whole bunch of other family sitting in the room. And my cousin walked in with this big, huge slipper. And we're trying to figure out what the name of the band should be.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came in with this big, huge slipper. And
Like a shoe?
yeah, like
Okay.
like a flip flop. Like a flip
Oh,
flop.
flip flop. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In our culture, it's a Zori.
Okay.
So that's what it's. So he came in walking with this big, like 5-foot slipper,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Yeah, look, it's a 2-story Zori," because it was like, you know,
Huge.
it was huge. And we looked
love
at
it.
each other,
I
we're
love
like,
it.
you know what? This is the band's name right here, 2-Story Zori.
How
Credit to my brother.
fun.
To he was the one that shouted out, because I guess back in the day.
Mhm.
Women back in Guam, they used to wear these big, huge slippers, like platform slippers.
Oh.
And they used to, call those and make fun of them like 2-Story Zori as well. So
Right.
like, you know what, all around encompassing, let's just name ourselves 2-Story Zori. So
Well,
it
shout
kind
out.
of stuck. It rhymes, so we're like, let's do it.
Right now, what's your brother's name?
Ken.
Ken. Shout out to Ken.
Big
I
ups to
like
Ken.
it. I like the name. It's very unique. All right. So now, how'd you guys meet? Now you said you started, a little earlier, band and such. How did this group currently come together?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Dave.
Everybody's got like another story, a long story. Mine's extra long story, but in short, I was a huge fan of these guys, and they came to my rescue when I did a show with a band from Hawaii that didn't quite make it, and I had to scramble with 15 hours to come up with a backing band for this artist from Hawaii.
Mhm.
And I reached out to a friend who then reached out to a friend that wasn't available and said, "Hey, 2-Story Zori might be down."
Mhm.
And Gerald called me, not knowing me, said they were in, came and rescued me. And ever since then, the next week I wanted to support them and go out and show love for them because they
Mhm.
helped me out hugely. And we clicked then, and
Mhm.
they actually called me up to sing with them. And I had never sang with a live band before ever, just karaoke after tossing back a few.
Yeah. Right.
But
That's the important part,
it worked
right?
out really well, and I've been a huge
Aw.
supporter ever since, and recently been a part of the band. So yeah, it goes way back, but much love.
That's awesome. Awesome. And what about you? How did you?
I would go down on Wednesdays. You know, they have the island music at Ohana's in Belltown,
Okay.
and sometimes just go down there to. Sometimes we would play with my own reggae band,
Mhm.
the High Life band, but also just to go to jam and hang out. And Gerald would be there with Two Story.
Mhm.
This was about 6 years ago, and just play some tunes with them.
Mhm.
And then a couple weeks later, after meeting him, they needed a sub, and from there I started to fill in, and then eventually became part of the permanent crew.
Right on. So now is your thing the hats? I love that hat you have on, by the way.
Yeah, I have like 16 hats.
Yeah. How many?
16,
Wow.
and they're all identical.
I like it.
And 16 feet of dreadlocks hiding up in there.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Wow. Is it heavy? I'm always curious when I see
Yeah, take it off.
I'm
Take
sure
it
it
off.
is, but
Take it
I
off.
got
Daniel.
used to it.
Show the people.
Check
Show the
Well,
people
I usually don't reveal them until the music starts, but
Oh, okay.
That's true.
All
Oh,
right.
there we go.
We
There we
lose,
go.
Right
we lose
on.
a lot of hats that way too.
Oh,
You
I
do. We
bet.
almost lost one.
That
Look,
is
it's just-
amazing.
yeah, I gotta be careful it doesn't cover the
Yeah.
strings up with the
Oh, right,
block
right.
the sound.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Thank you.
amazing. I'm impressed. All right. So now you guys, are you all from Seattle? Are you from Hawaii, or what's your story?
I'm born and raised in Seattle, but I
Okay.
have roots from Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just before we go any further,
Yeah.
we are just a third or three people of Two Story Zori. There's
That's right. How
7 or
many?
8 of us,
Yeah.
Okay,
depending on
okay.
who's in town.
Thank you.
We have
Thank you for
another
that.
female vocalist that lives in Oklahoma now. Her name's
Mhm.
Lacey Jane, and she's awesome.
Lacey.
And she big ups Lacey. She gets to
Shout
come
out.
home for
Yeah.
big shows and special occasions. So
Mhm.
yeah, there's definitely more to us than just us three.
Okay, so shout out the other.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out the rest of the band. Go ahead. And do that.
Wes Campos. He's him and I pretty much started the band. He's our bassist.
Okay.
So he's actually in California right now.
Mhm.
So he wasn't able to make it. And then also we have Tony. Tony, he just lives right down the street too. He
Okay.
plays keyboard.
He's the Vietnamese on the keys.
That's
Ah,
right.
nice. Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, we all have roots from the islands, from
Okay.
Hawaii,
Mhm.
Guam, the Philippines.
Mhm.
So pretty much we all just come together and give our own flair of our own style and make it Two Story Zori music.
Right on. So who writes for the? Do you write your own music?
I write everything.
You write everything.
I don't write anything.
Okay, you just sing whatever someone
You're
else
a
writes.
song, right?
No, I assist a little bit, but
Okay.
he's the brains.
What's the
behind
process?
it.
Do you guys like sit around just kind of?
He's the writer, and I'm the quality control.
Ah,
Then
I
he
like
throws
that.
the
That's a
idea
good way to
on.
look at it.
Okay, I like it. I like it. All right. So now, how long have you guys been together? This current group.
Well, the current group, probably about, how long would you say? Year, 2 years?
Yeah.
But we've been going strong for about 8 years,
Okay.
roughly 8,
Okay.
9 years.
with some changes here and there, but
Yeah.
as far as the core,
Mhm.
it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now, do you just do the live music, or do you have like any CDs out, or any music like people can actually play in the car?
Oh yeah, we do
I'm asking
have.
for personal reasons.
Yeah. No. We do have music out. We have released our first album called "Feel the Fire,"
Okay.
and it's available on all media platforms.
Right on.
Apple
Mhm.
or iTunes, Spotify,
Okay.
YouTube, Amazon Music,
Mhm.
things like that. So
Okay.
they can buy our first album, and we're actually gearing up to release a single
Mhm.
that's going to be attached to other new music that we have as well. I think I shared it with you too. The Ready to Rock.
Yes.
We have not
yes.
released that song yet, so
Okay.
we gave it to you to play
Oh,
for the listeners
It's
today.
Awesome.
Right.
So yeah, and we also have a video attached to that as well. So we'll be releasing
Right
that
on.
soon. So that's pretty much the big news for us is
Okay.
releasing that video and
Mhm.
getting it out on all the social media platforms,
Mhm.
getting our music heard.
Now, so for each of you, when's the first time you started performing? And was it like, high school, Younger?
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, just now.
For me, like performing just in general.
In general. First time you sung a
Hula.
song
I
in
danced
front of a
hula
public?
since I was really small, dancing
Okay.
hula, Hawaiian dance, and
Okay.
then when I got into elementary school,
Mhm.
That's when I fell in love with reggae music, and that's when I kind of took over the choir and the orchestra or whatever in
Yeah.
one of our assemblies in 4th grade, I think. Pass the Dutchie by Musical Youth had just come out, and I convinced my amazing music teacher to allow us to sing that at the next assembly.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
full
that's
choir and full
hilarious.
orchestra, Pass the Dutchie.
You were about to say something.
That's awesome, man.
Isn't that funny? Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of my questions. Like, did they know? Did the teacher know?
Well, that song has been modified from the original version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the other version.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first
Got it.
version was one that we probably would not be singing.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Okay. The
nevertheless.
radio friendly.
Reggae for life.
Musical youth one.
Yeah, the musical youth.
Okay.
My first time singing in front of an
Mhm.
audience was in 5th grade, and there was like I joined the choir, and it was just kind of a group performance with there was a play we were doing,
Mhm.
but I was getting into ukulele, and I managed to convince the teacher to squeeze in a segment before my lines where I got up and sang "Home on the Range" for everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And every time that the
Aw.
part came where it would be like yodeling,
Yeah.
like I got the whole crowd got a big kick out of it. And
Who
so
doesn't
then-
like a yodeling?
Right.
And I remember somebody, my mom told me later, was saying, "Oh, this guy's gonna be doing something later on."
Really?
Yeah, so-
Spotted talent early.
Yeah, that was I got hooked on it from then.
Right on.
Yeah, he also runs his own music school too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You left that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hold down on me.
No,
Holding out, holding out, Miller.
Yeah, and I didn't know if I could
In
plug that
Seattle?
here,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, it's in Kirkland. It's Rockery Music School,
Mhm.
And classes to all ages for everything that's in the band, pretty much guitar, bass, drum, keyboards. Yeah, just passing it on.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All private
And
lessons.
your first time.
Oh man, honestly, it wasn't until a little bit before I started the band.
Mhm.
Like
He just
I
woke
wasn't.
up and decided
I
to do
woke
this.
up. I was like,
I'm
you
just
know what?
gonna- I
I'm
wanna
gonna pick this uke up and start playing it. Teach
I love it.
myself. I actually taught myself on YouTube. And my
Mhm.
cousin Kevin, when we went to Hawaii,
Mhm.
he picked up the uke, and I was like, you know what? I've always loved reggae music and been growing up listening to it. And I picked it up, and I was like, I'm gonna teach myself how to play. And all of a sudden, I started writing songs and decided to start, form Two Story Zori. So
Right on.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Northwest Connection. Your girl K-Cee Deeva here. It's Rainier Avenue Radio.world. My guests today, members of the band Two Story Zori. Their local band here in Seattle, and they just have some really cool tunes, and I just had to get them on the show. So I'm excited to just get to know a little bit about them, their background. Shout out to those band members that couldn't make it tonight.
Be good.
Now, so what are some of the venues that you guys play? Where can people come to see you?
Oh man, we've played a lot of venues. We haven't made it to stadiums yet, but
Okay,
the
that's
Showbox Market, Showbox Soto,
Mhm.
Numos, Nectar Lounge, Crocodile, Jazz Bones down south.
Mhm.
Pretty much anywhere they'll let us play, we'll play there.
All right, right on. Now, so what are some of your musical influences? Who are some of your musical influences growing
Oh,
up?
man, definitely Bob Marley.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then growing up in Hawaiian culture and
Mhm.
dancing hula, there's tons of Hawaiian music growing
Okay.
up too. But when the reggae and the Hawaiian music used to be Jawaiian and then
Mhm.
turned into island reggae, which is a whole nother genre
Mhm.
of reggae, that kind of just really, that's when it really clicked. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's where
For singing, Steel Pulse
Mm.
and Barrington Levy
Mhm.
and the Mighty Diamonds, a lot of the Jamaican harmony groups
Okay.
of the 70s.
for me, it was man. I know this makes me sound young or the band old, but well, not really. Well, honestly, it's Ikolu has had a lot of music out there.
you go.
And they go way back, and they're from a band from Hawaii. So we were just we had the honor to play with them and do a little Northwest tour with them just this past year. So
Mhm.
it was an honor and pleasure for me and the band just
Big time.
to go out there and hit the road with them and
Mhm.
and just talk story and just play music.
That was one of
So-
my next questions. Is have you guys gone outside of the Seattle area to perform at?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Where some
Oh
places?
man! So 2 years ago was our larger tour. We went on a little mini tour last summer,
Mhm.
but 2 years ago we went. I think it was
Oregon, California.
Yeah, we started in Oregon, went through Nevada, all the way down to San Diego, and
Mhm.
worked our way back up the coast. So I think it was a total of 13 shows.
Wow.
13 shows in
That's
like
awesome.
17 days,
Okay.
which was amazing. So yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
get out that's as far as we've gone, but we definitely want to keep going east.
Right on. Okay, so we have a special treat for you listening out there. They brought some instruments,
Hey.
so they're gonna play one of their songs live for us. Do you guys want to tell me what you're gonna play for us?
Yes, this song is actually another brand new song that we really haven't played out
Mhm.
live. So we'll just play it here, and it's called. I don't even think we even have a title. What's the name of this song?
Diva's Anthem. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Oh, We Can Be. That's what
Okay.
this song is called. Sorry, We
All
Can
right.
Be.
I think we've played it live twice.
Twice?
Twice.
Oh, okay,
And one
Oh.
time I totally missed my cue, but
that is correct.
Okay,
Don't miss your
well,
cue this time,
I'll
Dave.
fess up.
if you're listening now, turn up the radio live. You're hearing it first on Northwest Connection with K-Cee Deeva, Two Story Zori, and here we go.
Gee. Have you ever wanted to get away? Just jump in your car and go and put it on cruise control. So we can go to a place and be all by ourselves, but nobody knows our name. It's a permanent holiday. Cause we can be just chilling on the dock on the weekend. When Friday comes, we'll do it again. Baby, you and me can escape from the big city. Cause loving you, I do it again. Booking 2 one-way tickets to nowhere. Not a care in the world, cause I'm with my girl. There's nothing you can say or do that'll ruin my day or rain on my parade. I'm invincible when I'm with her. I'm not a regular cup of joe. She makes me feel like a superhero. Cause we can be just chilling on the dock on the weekend. When Friday comes, we'll do it again. Can't escape from the big city. Cause loving you, I do it again. Another time. Cause we can be just chilling on the dock on the weekend. When Friday comes, we'll do it again. But baby, you and me can't escape from the big city. Cause loving you, we'll do it again. All right. Boom.
Yeah. Awesome. I got lost there towards the end. I'm like imagining myself on the beach with a drink in hand that has an umbrella in it. And that guitar, you rock that guitar. All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Real quick, let's do social media. Where are you playing next?
Yeah, check us out on Facebook, Two Story Zori, and Instagram. We have a bunch of shows in the works, and we also, again, we have a music video coming out for Ready to Rock. We're excited about that.
Yeah.
Put a lot of work into that, and a lot of good people helped us out. So big ups to everybody that helped us out. And our next show, we might have a show this Saturday, so stay tuned. And if you want to come check us out, check out our Facebook page, Two Story Zori. That's going to definitely let you know if we're playing this Saturday,
All right.
possibly in Tacoma. But we got a lot of shows in the works.
And
For sure,
tag
yes,
me
yes.
so then that
Yeah.
way I can let people know as well.
For sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
We'll
thank you
definitely
so
keep in
much.
touch and
Pleasure.
looking forward to that video. Be sure and tag me on that as well. Got to get my thank yous out. Thank you, James Street, for producing for me today. Thank you, of course, to my guests. Thank you, Tony B, station manager, KZ Zamet, for all the communications you do. AC Soul, baby brother, thank you for the theme music. My listening peeps out there, Northwest Connection, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Thank you again to Two Story Zori. We'll be hearing more from them. Check out my social media. We'll also post the song Ready to Rock. And go so you can hear that. We didn't have time to play it. Thank you, Northwest Connection, K-Cee Deeva, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Later, peeps.
Boom, boom.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not helping bad girls set up their websites, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.